Many people are invited, but only a few are picked. Matthew 22 verse 14. If you are watching this video, it's not by chance. There are no random events for those who are chosen. You were brought here, pulled towards this message, because you already feel that you are different. You've always sensed it, right? A feeling of duty, a burden that others don't seem to have. You may not have fully understood it before, but deep down, you've known you are meant for greater things. This video is not for everyone. No, it is made for the chosen ones, the special people with a divine purpose on this earth. If you are not one of the chosen, you might as well leave now. The truths shared here will only connect with those who have a higher calling. For others, these words will not mean much. But for you, the chosen, they will be like keys opening doors that were always meant to open for you. Stay with me until the end, as what I'm going to share could change your spiritual journey. These secrets will help you protect your spirit and walk your path with strength, wisdom, and safety. You cannot ignore these truths. Your mission is too important, and the challenges you face are too strong to handle without being ready. Now, let's start. The need for secrecy for those chosen. As someone chosen, there are certain things you need to keep private. You might already feel this deep down. People around you notice that you are different, and some may be attracted to your light, while others might feel scared by it. Not everyone wants what's best for you, and not everyone can understand your journey. That's why the first lesson we need to discuss is the importance of secrecy. Secrecy means being careful about what to share and who to share it with, not being dishonest. This is very important for your safety, both spiritually and emotionally. There are some truths, insights, and yes, some vulnerabilities that are meant just for you or only for a few special people. Why is that, you might wonder? Because not everyone will get it. Some will make fun of you, others will doubt you, and even worse, some might take your words and use them against you. Those who are chosen often face misunderstanding, and this misunderstanding can lead to danger. Jesus said, "Do not give what is holy to dogs, nor cast your pearls before swine, or they will trample them and turn to hurt you." Matthew 7 verse 6. As someone chosen, you have pearls, wisdom, gifts, and a special blessing that not everyone is ready to accept or honor. You need to keep these safe. You should not share every part of your journey or your spiritual insights with those who do not understand. You must be careful and wise in every interaction. Now let's talk about the first secret you must keep to stay safe. Secret 1. Protect your spiritual insights. Your spiritual insights are very special. Not every idea you get should be shared openly, especially not with those who lack understanding. As someone chosen for this path, you will gain wisdom and knowledge that others might find strange or even laugh at. This doesn't mean you are wrong, it means they are not ready to grasp what you have learned. Think about the prophets in history. They often spoke in stories or kept some truths hidden until it was the right time. Why? Because they understood the importance of what they had. Sharing these sacred insights too soon, or with the wrong people, could lead to mockery, harm, or even spiritual harm. You must treat your spiritual insights like a valuable treasure. They aren't for casual chats or to satisfy someone else's curiosity. Your insights are special gifts meant to guide and support you on your journey. If you share them carelessly, these valuable truths can lose their meaning to others or even be used against you. Let me be clear, this doesn't mean you should never share your wisdom. There will be times when you feel inspired to speak, and you will know when it's the right moment. But until then, keep your insights safe. Trust your instincts. The divine has given you this wisdom for a reason, and part of that reason is to protect it until the right time and place for sharing. If you've ever felt misunderstood after talking about something deep and spiritual, this is why. The world isn't ready for all that you know. The journey of the chosen is not easy, and part of that challenge comes from holding knowledge that others may not be ready to grasp. But that's okay. You're not here to make everyone believe. You're here to complete your task. Part of this task is knowing when to stay quiet. Secret 2, keep your weaknesses hidden. The second secret you need to remember as a chosen one is your weaknesses. Yes, even chosen ones have flaws. You may feel guided by a higher power, but you are still human, and humans can feel doubt, fear, and tiredness. However, you should not show these weaknesses to everyone. Why? Because not everyone will be kind to you. In fact, many might use your weak moments to hurt you emotionally or spiritually. We live in a world where energy is valuable, and when you show your vulnerabilities to the wrong people, you risk being drained. There are spiritual parasites out there, and they are attracted to the light of the chosen ones, not because they admire it, but because they want to snuff it out. You need to be careful about who you trust with your feelings. The world has many people who seem friendly to you but talk behind your back. These are the ones who will take advantage of your weaknesses if they find out about them. I'm not saying you should hide your true self completely. No. We all need to connect with others, and we all need trustworthy people who can see us when we are at our weakest and still care for us. But those people are rare. They aren't everyone. They are the ones you find through prayer, guidance from above, and through experiences that test you. Don't give your heart away easily. Think about Jesus in his last hours. He didn't share his fears and pain with everyone. He only took his closest friends to the Garden of Gethsemane. Even then, he knew how important it was to keep some things private during his most difficult times. Take a lesson from this. Share your struggles with those who have shown they are worthy, but keep your inner world safe from those who might use your pain for their own benefit. You, the special one, are on a meaningful mission. The knowledge and weaknesses you have are precious, and they are not for everyone. As you move forward, remember this truth. Not everyone is ready to listen, and not everyone is ready to understand. Protect what has been given to you. Keep your spirit safe with the wisdom that some things are not meant to be shared freely. Secret 3. Protect your energy like a sacred flame. Let's discuss your energy. Have you ever felt that people are drawn to you, as if they can sense something different about you? This happens because, as a special person, your energy shines in a unique way. You hold a light inside that others may not fully grasp, but they can feel it. This is both a gift and a weight. Your energy is your spiritual treasure. It is the fuel that drives your important mission. But here's the truth, there are people, and even spiritual beings, who will try to take this energy from you. These are the ones who always seem to need something from you but give nothing back. They come to you with their problems, their negativity, and their drama, while draining your spiritual strength. They see the light in you, and instead of being motivated to find their own, they try to take yours. It's not a coincidence that you feel tired after certain meetings. That's not just in your head. It's your spirit telling you that someone is using up your energy without caring for your well-being. Now, know this, you do not have to give to everyone. Yes, you are meant to help others. But you also need to be careful. Not everyone who wants your energy deserves it. Some are just there to take, to consume, and to leave you feeling empty. This is why protecting your energy is one of the most important secrets for someone special. Without it, you can end up feeling tired, weak, and unable to do the work you are meant to do. So, how can you protect your energy? First, notice when you feel drained. Focus on how your body, feelings, and spirit react. If you feel heavy and worn out after being with someone, that's a warning sign. The divine has given you intuition for a reason. Trust it. If someone often leaves you feeling worse than you did before, they are not helping you grow spiritually. You need to stay away from them. Second, learn to say no. As someone special, you often want to help, heal, and guide others. That's just who you are. But don't forget, even those who heal need time to rest. You can't give from an empty cup. Saying no doesn't mean you are selfish. It shows you are smart. It's a boundary that protects your energy, helping you save it for those who really need and value it, and for your own spiritual journey. Third, be careful about who you let into your close circle. Not everyone should have access to your time and energy. The people you keep near should be those who lift you up, energize you, and understand the importance of your spiritual path. Surround yourself with those who help you grow, not those who take from your energy for their own benefit. Remember, even Jesus was careful about who he spent time with. He didn't give himself entirely to everyone he met. He had his disciples as his close circle, and even among them, there were different levels of closeness and trust. Learn from this example. Be smart about who you allow into your spiritual and emotional space. Secret 4. Keep your presence sacred. Now, let's dive deeper. Beyond your energy, let's discuss your presence. Your very existence, the core of who you are, is special. This is not just about the energy you share, but also about the place you fill in this world. Your presence has meaning, a higher purpose, and as someone chosen for this role, you need to understand the strength of that presence. Have you ever walked into a room and felt the vibe change? Or perhaps you've said a few words, and suddenly everyone is focused on you. That's because your presence draws people in. Whether you know it or not, you have an energy that impacts the places you visit. This is not a coincidence. It's part of your mission. But with a strong presence comes great responsibility. Not everyone deserves to be around you. This might sound tough, but it's the truth. As someone chosen for a special purpose, you have been set apart, and not everyone can handle that. Some people may feel scared when you are around. Some might feel jealous. Others will try to make you feel smaller because you make them feel insecure. This is why you need to be careful about the places you go and the people you let into your life. How can you protect your presence? First, pay attention to the places you choose to be in. Some places have bad energy, and as someone special, you can feel these energies more than others. Going into a place filled with anger, jealousy, or darkness can really affect you. While your presence can change the mood, it can also be harmed by the energies there. Keep yourself safe by being careful about where you go and who you are with. Second, remember that your presence is a special gift. Not everyone should get to enjoy it. This isn't about being full of yourself. It's about safeguarding the specialness of who you are. You wouldn't throw a valuable treasure into the dirt, so why would you put your sacred self in places or with people that dim your shine? Choose carefully. You are not here to be everyone's friend, helper, or teacher. Your purpose is much more significant than that. Next, accept the strength of being alone. As someone chosen for a special path, there will be times when you need to step back from the world to refresh yourself, to reconnect with the divine, and to keep your presence from being too exposed. Being alone is not the same as being lonely. It's a way to protect your spirit. When you take a break, you let your spirit renew, gain new insights, and prepare for what lies ahead. Don't hesitate to take time for yourself, it's important. Think about how often Jesus pulled away from the crowds to pray alone. He knew how vital solitude was for keeping his spiritual strength and his bond with the Father. If he needed that time, how much more do we need it? Your presence is strong, but it also requires protection and renewal. Being alone is the key to that renewal. Chosen ones, your energy and presence are your most important treasures. They are the base of your spiritual strength, your mission, and your ability to make a difference in the world. But they can be weak if not protected. You must safeguard your energy with care and wisdom, and you must see your presence as the special gift that it is. Not everyone should have access to you. Not every place helps you grow. By setting boundaries, being careful, and enjoying the power of being alone, you protect the true essence of who you are. This way, you make sure you are ready to carry out your divine mission. Secret 5. The power of silence as a chosen one. Silence is one of your best friends. In a world full of noise, where everyone wants to be listened to, there is great power in keeping quiet. This doesn't mean you should always hide or never share your thoughts. It means knowing when to talk and when to be quiet. There's a reason why spiritual leaders from the past often said very little. Silence has a special energy, a divine energy. In silence, you connect with the spiritual world in ways that words can't. Think about it. How many times have you wished you hadn't said something in a hurry or out of anger? Words have great power. They can create, destroy, and once they are spoken, they can't be taken back. But silence is a chance to reflect, think deeply, and gather strength. When you decide to be quiet, especially when others want you to react, you take control of your own energy. In silence, you gain wisdom. You start to observe, understand, and see the deeper meaning in situations that might normally make you react emotionally. Silence acts as a shield. As a chosen one, there will be times when people provoke, question, or challenge your spiritual journey. In these moments, staying silent can be your best protection. When you don't react to negativity or attempts to create problems, you save your energy and keep your peace. Not every fight is yours to take on, and sometimes the smartest choice is to say nothing. Think about this. Jesus stayed quiet before those who accused him. Even when asked questions or mocked, he picked silence instead of defending himself. Why? Because he knew his mission and truth didn't need approval from anyone. He was sure of who he was and what he was meant to do. As a chosen one, you should think the same way. You don't need to explain yourself to those who don't get your journey. Let them talk. Let them ask questions. But decide to stay silent in response. By doing this, you keep control over your own spiritual energy, knowing when to speak and when to stay quiet. Let's be clear. There will be times when you need to speak up, when you feel inspired to share your thoughts or to stand up for what is right. Do this without holding back. But it's important to know the difference between a true calling to speak and just reacting out of emotion. How can you tell when to talk and when to remain quiet? The key is in being discerning. Before you respond to a situation, especially one that feels intense, take a moment to pause. Ask yourself, is this worth my time and effort? Will my words bring positive change, or will they just add to the negativity? Will what I say help my purpose, or is it just a response to someone else's lack of understanding or negativity? Often, staying silent is a stronger choice. By being quiet, you keep your dignity, your energy, and your focus. You take away any power the opposition might have over you. And most importantly, you create space for wisdom to guide your next actions. Remember Secret 6, the skill of discretion. Discretion is closely linked to silence, but it works in a different way. Discretion is about knowing what to share and what to keep private. As someone special, there are parts of your life, your spiritual journey, and your purpose that should stay private. This isn't about fear or hiding. It's about understanding that not everything should be shared. We live in a society that loves to share too much. Social media, constant messaging, and the need for approval have caused many to spill every detail of their lives. But for those chosen, this can be risky. Your spiritual path is sacred, and not everyone should see it. Why discretion is important? Discretion shields you from unnecessary spiritual attacks. When you share too much about yourself, your plans, your challenges, your successes, you open the door for others to disrupt your journey. Some may do it out of jealousy, others may act with bad intentions, and some may not even realize the harm they are causing. Think of your spiritual journey like a fragile plant. It needs time to grow, to form roots, and to become strong before it can face challenges. If you show it too early, it can be harmed by the wind, the rain, or even by people who may not realize they are stepping on it. Your journey is similar. Until you are firmly connected to your purpose, you should be careful about what you share and with whom. This doesn't mean you should never talk about your experiences. There will be times when sharing your story can motivate others, and moments when you feel called to share parts of your journey. But those times should be led by wisdom, not by a wish for attention or approval, so you can protect your spiritual growth. Being careful is especially important when it comes to your spiritual development. As you grow, you will have insights, breakthroughs, and moments of clarity. These are valuable gifts meant to support you and direct you on your path. Not everyone is ready to hear or understand what you've learned. Sharing these insights too soon can lead to confusion, ridicule, or even negative spiritual effects. Both physical and spiritual enemies thrive on information. The more they know about your journey, your weaknesses, and your plans, the easier it is for them to hinder your progress. This is why it's important to be discreet. Keep your spiritual growth to yourself until it's the right time to share. Work quietly and let your success and spiritual strength show when the moment is right. Discretion in relationships. Discretion also applies to your relationships. As someone chosen for a special purpose, you will connect with others who are on a similar spiritual journey, and these connections will be important for your growth. However, not all relationships should be shared publicly. Some connections should stay private and sacred because they are meant to serve a divine purpose. This is especially true for romantic relationships. As someone special, you might attract people who are drawn to your positive energy, but they may not share your goals. Be careful about who you let into your close circle and who you tell your personal truths. Being careful in your relationships helps keep the special bond you have safe from outside negativity and distractions, emphasizing the importance of staying quiet about your plans. Now, let's discuss the importance of keeping things quiet. This means making choices, working on your goals, and moving forward in your spiritual path without sharing every detail with others. There is great strength in being quiet because it helps you develop without interruptions, outside interference, or unwanted judgment. When you stay quiet, you allow yourself to grow without the weight of others' opinions or expectations. You can concentrate completely on your goals and your connection to a higher power. When it's time to show what you have achieved, the effect will be clear. As chosen ones, silence and carefulness are your protective tools. In a world full of noise and too much sharing, you need to take a different route. Think about your words, guard your spiritual growth, and be careful about who you let close to you. Keep in mind that not everything should be shared and not every issue needs a reply. By valuing silence and carefulness, you safeguard your energy, your presence, and your important mission. Secret 7. Control your feelings. Feelings are a part of being human. Even as a chosen one, you will feel a wide range of emotions: happiness, sadness, anger, love, and frustration. But this is where your journey is different from others. You cannot let your feelings take charge. To succeed in your mission, you need to learn to control them. The way to control your feelings is not to push them down but to understand them. You need to understand where emotions come from, why they happen, and how to control them so they help you instead of causing problems. This is not an easy job, but it is important. Why is it so crucial to manage your emotions? Because as someone chosen for a special purpose, you are a spiritual warrior. Like any warrior, you need to stay calm and focused, even when things get tough. When emotions take charge, you lose control, your thinking gets unclear, and your ability to make good decisions goes down. The enemy, whether in spirit or in real life, feeds off chaos. If your emotions control you, you become easy to manipulate, distracted, and can end up losing. Consider the story of Moses. Even after he led his people out of Egypt, he had trouble with his feelings. In a moment of anger, he hit the rock instead of talking to it like God told him to. This act of frustration cost him the chance to enter the promised land, as noted in Numbers 27-12. This shows that even the best leaders can let their feelings take over if they don't learn to control them. How do you control your feelings? Controlling your feelings starts with knowing yourself. You need to be aware of your inner thoughts and feelings. When you start to feel angry, when sadness hits you hard, or when anxiety sneaks in, take a moment to stop. Ask yourself, why am I feeling this way? What is causing this feeling? Often, feelings connect to deeper problems, fears, past trauma, or unmet hopes. Understanding the cause helps you deal with the issue instead of just reacting to the feeling. Next, work on managing your emotions. This means handling your feelings in a healthy and effective way. It's about responding thoughtfully instead of just reacting. When a strong feeling hits you, don't act on it right away. Take a moment to breathe, calm down, and think, what is the best thing to do? This short pause can save you from making choices you might regret later. Emotional mastery does not mean you ignore or hide your feelings. In fact, doing that can be harmful. When you push away your emotions, they don't just go away, they build up and can eventually burst out. Instead, recognize your feelings, but don't let them control what you do. You should be in charge of your emotions, not the other way around. You can use your feelings for spiritual strength. If you manage your emotions well, they can give you power. For instance, feeling angry about something unfair can inspire you to make a positive change. Anger over something wrong can lead to actions that create spiritual or social change. Similarly, feeling sad can lead to kindness, pushing you to help and support others who are hurting. The important thing is to use your emotions as a tool, not as a boss. When you feel a strong emotion, think about how you can use it in a good way. Can your frustration motivate you to keep going? Can your sadness help you understand others better? Can your happiness help lift the spirits of others? By changing your feelings into spiritual strength, you keep control of your path and stay true to your higher purpose. Secret 8. Keeping balance in all areas. Balance is key in the life of someone chosen. Without balance, even the strongest spiritual fighter can stumble. Balance helps you stay grounded and lets you navigate between the spiritual and physical worlds without losing sight of yourself in either. However, keeping balance in today's busy world is tough. You are always pulled in many directions: work, relationships, duties, and, of course, your spiritual journey. If you're not careful, you might feel overwhelmed, exhausted, or cut off from your true purpose. How to keep balance as someone chosen? First, make your spiritual life a priority. As a chosen one, your spiritual bond is the base for everything you do. Without it, you will lose your way and purpose. No matter how busy life becomes, take time each day for spiritual habits like prayer, meditation, reflection, or just sitting quietly. This daily link with the divine will ground you and provide the clarity and strength you need to face life's challenges. Next, focus on self-care. You can't give to others if you're empty inside. Your physical, mental, and emotional health are just as important as your spiritual well-being. Take care of your body by eating well, resting, and exercising. Care for your mind by setting limits, avoiding harmful situations, and doing things that bring you joy and peace. Remember, balance means caring for all parts of yourself, not just the spiritual side. Lastly, learn to say no. As someone special, people will naturally be drawn to you, looking for your guidance, your light, and your energy. While it's important for you to help others, you also need to take care of yourself. You are not in charge of everyone's healing, and you cannot fix all their problems. Learn when to help and when to hold back. Saying no is not being selfish, it's necessary for keeping things balanced. Fourth, develop a balanced mindset. This means avoiding extremes in your feelings, actions, or beliefs, as they can cause imbalance. Stay grounded and seek wisdom from both spiritual and practical sources. Remember, you are part of both the spiritual and physical worlds, and each has its role in your journey. If you focus too much on one and ignore the other, imbalance will occur. Balance is especially crucial in your relationships. As someone chosen for a special path, your relationships can either help or hinder your spiritual journey. Surround yourself with people who encourage your growth, understand your goals, and bring positivity into your life. At the same time, stay away from those who drain your energy or distract you from your true purpose. However, balance does not mean ending all ties with those who are having a hard time or need help. It means knowing how much to give of yourself and when to take a step back to recharge. You are not meant to sacrifice yourself for everyone else's problems, but you are meant to be a light. Balance helps you to do this without losing yourself, keeping a good mix of being alone and connecting with others. Lastly, find a balance between being alone and being with others. As we talked about before, being alone is important for your spiritual refreshment. During these quiet times, you can receive guidance, strength, and clarity from a higher power. However, your connection with others is just as important. As someone chosen for a special purpose, you are here to guide, inspire, and uplift people. This means you need to interact with the world around you. The key is to find a rhythm that suits you. Spend enough time alone to recharge your spirit, but don't cut yourself off from the world completely. You have a mission to complete, and that mission needs you to connect with others. By balancing alone time with meaningful relationships, you will notice that your spiritual power grows stronger with each interaction. For those chosen, managing your emotions and keeping balance is not just a personal goal. It is vital for your spiritual survival and growth. Emotional mastery helps you stay focused and in control, while balance keeps you grounded and aligned with your purpose. Remember, you are on a special journey, and each step requires awareness, discipline, and grace. By mastering your emotions and living a balanced life, you give yourself the strength, wisdom, and purpose to navigate the world. Secret 9. Protect your spirit from negative energies and attacks. As someone special, you are more sensitive to spiritual matters than others. You can sense the energies around you, the vibes from people, places, and situations. This sensitivity is a gift, but it also makes you more open to negative energies. Spiritual attacks, whether from people, environments, or unseen forces, are real. They can show up as emotional tiredness, confusion, doubt, fear, or even physical sickness. That's why protecting your spirit is essential for your well-being and your ability to fulfill your purpose. How to protect your spirit? First, stay closely connected to the divine. Your bond with the Creator, with God, is your main source of protection. When you align yourself with the divine, you gain guidance, understanding, and a shield of spiritual safety. This connection acts like a strong fortress around your spirit, protecting you from negativity and darkness that may try to harm you. How can you keep this connection strong? By practicing daily spiritual habits. Prayer, meditation, and reading sacred texts are very important. These habits help you stay connected to the divine, filling you with love, light, and wisdom. When you are spiritually grounded, outside forces have less control over you. Next, use spiritual tools to boost your protection. These tools can be prayer, affirmations, crystals, protective symbols, or even just asking for help from a higher power. One strong prayer for protection is the Lord's Prayer, which Jesus gave us as a shield against evil. It includes the line, "Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil," Matthew 6 verse 13. When you feel attacked, whether it's spiritually or emotionally, say words of protection for yourself. Claim that you are surrounded by light and that no harm against you will succeed. Third, clean your energy often. Just like your body needs to be cleaned, your spirit does too. Negative energies can stick to you from your surroundings, toxic people, or stressful situations. Cleansing your spirit through rituals like smudging with sage, bathing in salt water, or simply imagining white light washing over you helps you let go of these negative energies and return to a strong spiritual state. Purity means being aware of spiritual attacks. Not every problem you encounter is a spiritual attack, but as someone special, you need to notice the signs. Spiritual attacks often show up as strong feelings of fear, doubt, or confusion. You might feel lost from your purpose or the divine, and things that usually motivate you may suddenly seem pointless. You might also have strange conflicts in your relationships, a feeling of heaviness, or repeated negative thoughts. When you see these signs, don't worry. Know that this is an effort to distract you from your path. In these times, spiritual protection is very important. Pray for help, ask for divine support, and surround yourself with protective energy. Don't give in to fear, as fear is the enemy's most powerful weapon. Instead, stay strong in your faith and your bond with the divine. Secret 10. Keep a strong connection to the divine. The final secret is the base for all the others. Keeping a strong link to the divine is vital. Without this link, the other secrets will not work. This connection is your lifeline. It is where your wisdom, protection, and strength come from as a chosen one. To make your connection to the divine stronger, first, set aside time each day for communication with the divine. Whether you call it prayer, meditation, or reflection, this time is special. It is when you align yourself with the higher forces that guide your life. It is when you get the messages, insights, and direction that will help you complete your mission. Many chosen ones get caught up in being busy. The demands of the world, work, relationships, and responsibilities can pull you away from your spiritual practice. But let me be clear, ignoring your link to the divine is the most harmful thing you can do. When you are disconnected, you become open to the chaos of the world. When you forget your purpose, you make your spiritual protection weaker. Even Jesus, during his ministry, often went to quiet places to pray. Luke 5 verse 16. He knew that his strength came from being close to the Father. If Jesus needed that time to refresh, how much more do we need it? As someone chosen, you should make this connection your top priority and work on your spiritual listening. Another important part of deepening your connection to the divine is learning to listen. Many times, we treat prayer or meditation like a one-way talk. We speak and ask for help, but we often forget to listen. The divine is always communicating with us through our intuition, signs, and situations, but we need to be open to hear it. Spiritual listening needs stillness. It means calming the noise around you and the chatter in your mind. When you learn to listen, you will discover that the answers to your questions are usually already inside you. The divine communicates through your intuition, through that quiet voice that guides you in the right way. But you must be ready to listen and give in to the divine will. Staying connected to the divine takes surrender. This doesn't mean giving up or being inactive. It means believing that the divine has a plan for your life and that this plan is for your best interest. As a chosen one, your journey might not always make sense to those around you, and sometimes it might not even make sense to you. But trust that every difficulty and every lesson is part of your spiritual growth and your purpose. Surrendering means letting go of the need to control everything. It means releasing your fears, doubts, and worries to the divine. When you surrender, you open yourself to divine guidance and miracles. You start to see that everything is coming together for your benefit, even when it seems like things are falling apart. This is not just blind faith. It's spiritual understanding. It's understood that the Creator's plan is much bigger than we can think. By accepting that plan, you connect with divine timing, wisdom, and power.